Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Alright.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worry.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Well, hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden that.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Shocking revelations are coming to light about Sean Diddy Combs' life behind bars. Jonathan A.I., a former associate of Diddy's, now speaking from prison, exposes the truth about the mogul's dark reality. What's really going on inside the notorious Metropolitan Detention Center, and is Diddy still pulling the strings, despite being behind bars? Prepare for a gripping journey into a world where celebrity status and violence collide. Once the king of the music industry, Diddy's life was nothing short of a fairy tale. Private jets, Met galas, and million-dollar deals. But now, it's a far cry from the luxury he was once accustomed to. The Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, is one of the most dangerous federal prisons in the country. It
is not getting good reviews. I mean, not that it should, but, there should be basic human rights. And this place has faced intense scrutiny amid a spat of vicious inmates, going after each other badly, complaints about dismal living conditions, including maggot-infested food, filthy cells, power outages. Apparently they go weeks without any sort of heat, which is, not good, especially as the cold rears its head. These apparent conditions were brought to the spotlight during the trial of Maxwell. I can't say the full thing, the notorious Madame of Jeffy, when her attorney ripped the facility for the reprehensible and utterly inappropriate facilities. She complained about using the bathroom, which was an open sewer drain, rats running around, rotten maggot-infested food, freezing temperatures for roughly a week when an electrical fire caused all the light and heatings to go out in the building. Apparently violence plagued federal...
It's brutal conditions and rampant violence. It's a place where the weak don't last long. And for someone like Diddy, the shock of it all has been devastating. Former MDC inmate Esco, who spent years inside the facility, explains the horrors he witnessed. Esco, former inmate: MDC is pure hell. I've seen guys come in thinking they're untouchable, but this place, it chews you up and spits you out. The food's garbage, the cells are filthy, and the inmates, they're ruthless.
MRIs and x-rays and things of that nature, they're on a normal work schedule, between, the normal business hours of maybe 10 o'clock and maybe 6 p.m. So in that case, this was a little bit different, getting him outside the facility in the late evening hours to do just, possibly a basic MRI.
If you're high profile like Diddy, you're walking around with a target on your back. The conditions inside the MDC are far from humane. Cold cells, rat-infested, halls, and a violent atmosphere that breeds chaos. Diddy's luxurious lifestyle has collided with a harsh, unforgiving world. Security expert, former warden Cameron Lindsay, explains Diddy's unique situation. Cameron Lindsay, former warden, for someone like Diddy, prison isn't just a sentence, it's a death sentence.
Yes, and also, for a couple of reasons, staff, many correctional agencies are short-staffed, so you're taking someone out with this high-profile person such as P. Diddy. Just the nature of who he is going to cause a serious security concern, because you're going to need to be able to stave off, onlookers, fans, media, and the like. And then you also got to think about the security of the hospital and their operations. People are there to try to get better. You have families there to visit their loved ones. And the last thing you need is somewhat, a chaotic environment that's causing concern with security.
The MDC is filled with inmates who have nothing to lose. People who would kill for a shot at street credibility. If Diddy's not isolated, he doesn't make it out alive. Jonathan AI, a former associate of Diddy now imprisoned, discusses the dangerous world Diddy's in. Jonathan AI, inmate.
For its appalling living conditions and rampant violence. How bad is it inside this federal lockup? There have been 2 murders, 4 suicides, and numerous stabbings and lockdowns in recent years. It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here. Donald Trump's former fixer, Michael Cohen, spent a harrowing year in federal custody. He says for someone used to a life of luxury like Diddy, prison life is a severe shock.
You have a desk, you have a plastic chair, you have your bed with a 1.5-inch mattress, no pillow, and you also have a locker. So you basically have 3 feet by 5 feet to move around. So you have a basic 15 square feet. It is a horrible, horrible place.
I know Diddy, he was my boss for a long time. When I heard he was locked up, I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't think it would be this bad. It's a different world in there. Trust me, if Diddy stays in general population, someone's going to make an example of him. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite the dangers, some say Diddy hasn't lost his touch. Even in prison, there are whispers that he's still pulling the strings.
He could probably help him.
Orchestrating moves from behind bars. But how is that even possible? Prison consultant Danny Boyd, who works with high-profile clients in custody, shares his insight. Danny Boyd, prison consultant. Diddy might be locked up physically, but mentally, he's still a mastermind. There are people in there, in the shadows, doing his bidding. He's not powerless, not by a long shot. I've seen it happen.
For years, P. Diddy's gotten a hall pass. He's actually created his own kingdom where he makes his own rules, and you got to follow his rules or you get penalized. And guess what, Laura? He's now in a federal penitentiary, and for the first time in his life, he's facing his own fate at the hands of somebody else. And I will tell you, Laura, I've done federal cases, that's not the place you want to be in federal court. 90% of federal criminal indictments brought down are pled out, right? A plea deal is brought. And of the only 10% left, 90% of those defendants that go to trial, they lose. So he is looking at a daunting uphill battle to fight these horrible charges.
Happen with other high-profile inmates. People want to stay on his good side. His influence still carries weight. But Diddy's survival tactics go beyond just manipulation. Desperation has set in. He's reportedly gone to extreme lengths to try.
Good morning, Gio. Diddy's lawyers trying for a 3rd time to get him out on bail, but this time, the prosecution telling the judge about attempts they say the rap mogul made from behind bars to influence everyone from potential jury to alleged victims.
Try and escape the harsh realities of prison. Could his celebrity status save him? Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, discusses his legal battles. Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's attorney. We've requested medical.
The accusations within the prosecution's motion to deny bail are very serious and will be considered very heavily by the judge, because the judge is going to want to ensure that he is not influencing witnesses and or contacting anyone to influence a trial in any.
Inside the prison, Diddy's former associate Jonathan AI shares what he knows about Diddy's attempts to escape the pressure. Jonathan AI, inmate. Man, I've seen Diddy try everything. He's tried to fake depression, to get transferred.
What do you take away about who has the stronger argument in terms of bail?
Well, I think his counsel has done the best they possibly can. I think bringing him there voluntarily is very smart, starts them out on the right foot. But I think the last thing that you just mentioned, the interfering with witnesses.
That's the allegation, yeah.
Yeah, if that's true, or I should say, if there's real indicia that happened, I think that might tip the scales in favor of not letting him out pending trial, because I think, and you know this, I think judges take an extraordinarily dim view of that.
Medical transfers for Diddy, knee surgeries, mental health evaluations, anything to get him out of the MDC. But it's been a constant uphill battle. The courts have denied bail multiple times. At this point, we're exploring all options, even a possible medical emergency. It's not just about his physical health, but his mental state.
The prosecutor presented that the judge was going to allow him to be bonded out on the first get-go. Now, If he comes up with some more hearings, he might be released. But based on the evidence, they've been following him, bro. They've been tapping his phone, been having people watch him. You understand? He been coming back and forth from New York, and he don't usually be coming back to New York. And somebody was telling me that, yo, listen here, yo, he trying to get witnesses. Remember when they released that first thing of Cassie, and I said that Diddy was trying to contact people for character witnesses, people for who he had problems with before, whatever like that, and trying to talk to them in the whole 9 yards. That's when they dropped that thing with Cassie. The Homeland Security had some agency or whatever like that that deal
out of the MDC. And now he's faking knee pain to get sent to a hospital. They're doing everything they can to make him look like he's got a medical emergency. But trust me, it's not going to work. They're not letting him out, not unless it's on a stretcher. Diddy's transformation from music mogul to prison inmate is startling.
Diddy had, yo, bro, can you imagine? He had every room taped and bugged, and they found little bugs or little tape recorders. I mean, little those micro projectors or whatever like that, or video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men.
Gone are the private jets, the Met Gala red carpets, and the world-class luxury. In its place, a grim existence of prison food, limited recreation, and constant surveillance. Diddy's prison routine, as described by former inmate Esco, paints a grim picture. Esco, former inmate. He's got nothing now. Breakfast.